Hey gamers, it's Luxboo here with Game Gamut, coming at you with the third episode of my how-to series on the Guild 3. For those of you that haven't seen it before, basically what I'm trying to do with my how-to series is take some of the complex elements of the game, kind of truncate it into something a little more simplified so that you can master the game yourself. So in this episode I will be covering trade routes. If you have been keeping up with the patch notes, yesterday and today's October 5th, two patches were released. I believe one of them actually improved some of the glitches, bugs, and crashes associated with the trade routes and setting those up. So that's good. I had to start a new game though because in my other games I had something a little more complex that I was really looking forward to showing you guys, but missed that a little bit, and I don't want to give you something outdated. So I made a quick game. I've got this crude craftsman hut. Just got my first transporter. And before I get into it, there we go. Before we get into it, quickly just want to show a couple of things. When I click on my crude craftsman's hut and open the building menu, for those of you that may or may not know, Regionald is my transporter, and some of you, if not all of you, have noticed this transportation routes button. This is where all of your saved transportation routes are. So in order to pull up the trade routes, let me hit the X button. I know if you've seen my second video, he showed you kind of a workaround to open up the production menu that I just did with my I key. I know, completely useless. I'm an idiot, but also not. Anyway, so this is the production menu screen. You're going to actually see it like this at first. So what you'll need to do to open up your trade route screen is click Actions. So the store management that you saw on the building menu screen is right here. You can't delete it, can't remove it, no big deal. What you're going to want to do is click Create Route. Now, you can basically view this as where my transporter is going to start, where he's going to go next, and where he's going to finish. And then he'll loop back, rinse, wash, and repeat. So in the first of the routes, I'm a crude craftsman. So, well, I don't know if I'm I'm a craftsman though, for sure. I'm going to want him to make or purchase wood and iron that you can kind of see in the background. So I'm going to go to this select node destination on the map. I'm going to click that. It's going to open up. You're going to look for the node or destination of whatever resource you need for whatever profession you've chosen. The lumberyard is right next to me, so I'm going to click on that. He's going to go to the lumberyard. And again, keep in mind this is unrealistic. I'm purely demonstrating how to make it work. So now he's going to start at the lumberyard. I'm going to add another destination. He has 20 slots, 20 slots, and 20 slots. I'm only going to have him pick up 20 of wood and iron, so the next place I want him to go to is the mine over here. So I click that next button again. I'm going to go over to the mine, as noted by this arch-looking thing. I'm going to click on that. He's going to heavy lumps. That's number 2. Now, once he goes to the lumberyard, picks up the first resource, goes to the mine, and picks up the second resource, he's going to need to drop it off at my place. So I'm going to click this next plus button, and it's already pre-selected crude craftsman hut for me. Journeyman wanted. What? That's my name. Whatever. So he's going to go to the lumberyard, the mine, and then back to my hut to drop everything off. So I want him to buy wood from the lumberyard. So what am I going to do? The green is noted as what he's going to pick up. The red is noted as what he's going to drop off. So I want him to pick up wood, obviously, from the lumberyard. So I'm going to click on the gray square, and it's going to show some of the essential things related to my own business. So raw materials, that's what he needs to pick up. I'm going to select pine wood. Selects the lumberyard for me. Sweet. Then you'll see min, max, and this weight thing open up. So I want him to always collect the max, so I'm going to hit this max button, and since I want him to always get the max, I'm going to up my minimum of what he's required to pick up before going to the next node. And in the event other professions do this, I think when I was a whatever other profession, I needed him to wait because whatever raw resource I needed him to go to, they were only offering 2 like 2 resources every time. So I wanted him to wait and pick up 2 and then 2 and then 2 and then 2 and so forth. Doesn't take that long, so recommend hitting that wait button if you're trying to do something that I'm doing. So that's his first objective, pick up 20 wood. So now he's going to go over to the mine. What is he going to do at the mine? Same thing we did with the wood. We're going to up the min and the max to 20. And he's going to wait. Now, I've ran into an issue before. So what are these other things? We can automate what he does at these by clicking this button, but I like to have control on my shit, so I'm going to have him... I'm going to specify what he's going to do. Anyway, this yellow circle denotes whether he's going to pick up raw materials or whether he's going to pick up finished goods. So I want him to pick up raw materials, so I'm going to open that up. And it's kind of, for some reason for me at least, I get confused. The way I denote it is a finished product is all together, raw materials are spread apart. So that's kind of how I remember everything. Okay, so he goes to the lumberyard, he goes to the mine, now he needs to drop it all off at my hut. So he's not picking anything up when he goes back to my hut. He could, once you get a little more acclimated with it, but I need him to drop off all of these raw materials. Now you can't up the min or the max on it yet, but what I've been doing for this to work out is just literally click these up arrows here and do that. Perfect. So this could be all good. So I'm going to just rename this as raw materials. I haven't fixed the destination icons. Okay, no problem. So raw materials, it's saved. I'm going to hit enter because I think you actually need to. Click X. Got my trade route ready to go. So I'm going to X out of this screen here. I'm going to hit the play button. Fast forward just a tad. Go into my building menu. Now I'm going to go back to the transportation routes. Click that cog wheel thing. That's not a cog wheel, but yeah, the wheel. So here's my raw materials trade route that I just made. So I'm going to click this raw materials. It's going to get this nice little black circle. Yeah. I'm going to point at his active route that's grayed out, and I'm going to click on it. And he's already on his way, baby. And apologize for the frame rate. For some reason, when I hit the F9 key to start recording through action, it seems to bug out my game a little bit. I don't know if it's action or if it's a pop-up or whatever. But so that's essentially trade routes. Now you can kind of expand on it if you want, if you need to. I kind of tried working this out, but just to quickly show, so I already have some raw materials here, so I'm going to have my guy start working on it. And obviously, while he's picking up all my raw materials, I'm going to be making some finished goods. So potentially, it might be in my best interest to, instead of just making this my trade route, adding another one, moving it over, and having him pick up... Oh, I just realized something. Yeah, raw materials. Having him pick up the weapons that I do make while he's gone. And obviously I don't want him to wait, and I'm not going to specify a minimum, but I'm going to put 20 because he's picking up 20 of each. So now he's going to drop off 20 of the resources he just picked up, and he's going to pick up the daggers that I made at the same time. The last thing he'll need to do is go to the marketplace. So that's what I'm doing for the last trade route. Click on that good old marketplace, and just going to have him drop off. I'm just going to specify as much as I humanly can. And there we go. So now he's going to, again, drop off the raw materials, pick up my swords, dump them off at the marketplace. Now, in the Guild 3, one of the core concepts is you don't always want to do that because you have your own front store. You can set your own prices. But as I noted in my last video, how I unlocked it, I found out that actually, even though, and I can actually show you, even though I've set my own prices, and I drop it off here, this 35 gold thing, if I go to storage rules, oh, I need to fuck around with it in this menu first. If I change this price, it changes here. And then when I X out of it and open up the building menu again, it stays the same. And unfortunately, that's the price I'm selling it at. So it's actually a lot more profitable for me to either just dump all my son of a bitch, dump all my goods, just lost gold there, off at the marketplace. And if I drive the market down, then obviously I'm just going to sit on some daggers. But as you can see, he's already picked up some pine wood. The other thing, too, that I've noticed is you don't know where he is. You normally know where people are when they're traveling. So you just kind of have to trust where he's at, or where he's heading to, just because of where it says he's going right here. So that's all I got. This actually got a little longer than I thought it would. Kind of went off on a little tangent, made it a little more expert than I wanted to, than I initially anticipated. But I hope you all found some value and benefit out of this video. I know I had some other questions on the YouTube channel. I wanted to reply to you, but I felt like it was just easier to make the video because demonstration is everything as opposed to trying to type everything out and show you. But let me know what you think. Let me know if you have any other questions. Again, happy to make more how-to videos. I really hope you like everything about it. So until next time, gamers, happy gaming.